CTV's W5 presents In the Cards.
Bridge pros could make a couple $100,000 a year easily.
It may just be the ultimate card game. Big stakes.
It's a lot of money.
High drama. Powerhouse plays plotted out with a trusted partner.
We have such a good reputation.
And for a couple of quick-thinking Canadian kids.
Spain. We both want to be the best in the world.
The game of bridge brings them a whirlwind way of life.
They certainly got our attention. They're fearless.
Now,
This is the life.
a dream come true for two typical buddies.
It's nice to be lazy and make money.
Can the cards really win wealth for these high school dropouts?
I never really made any goals outside of bridge.
And are they prepared for the fallout if their skill is trumped by Lady Luck?
Bridge is a very intense game.
It's so hard.
It's very hard.
It's very close.
We just kick butt.
It was amazing.
Watch
We just showed up.
how these hands are played.
Big tournament.
No second chances. It's the championship.
Poker's got nothing on this game.
I played so bad with killing very costly mistakes.
This is a special documentary presentation of CTV's W5. Now, see what's in the cards.
From dozens of countries they have come, the best young card players on offer at the World Junior Championships of Bridge. The U.S. always sends strong teams. Poland is a perennial favorite. Canada hasn't won a medal for years.
Bad decisions, bad plays.
But this year may be different. Canada is fielding two of the rising superstars in the surprisingly competitive world of bridge. Their names are Gavin Wolpert and Vincent DeMay.
We're incredible. Our record is unbelievable.
Maybe not personally, I can't be the best in the world, but as a partnership, my partner Vincent and I could be the best pair in the world.
Barely out of their teens, they are serious contenders in the little-known world of professional bridge.
The Canadians are having a monster of a set, actually. Canada are flying.
Canada's still leading by 12 hits after that.
This isn't just a pleasant diversion for retirees and the idle rich. Bridge players say it's the ultimate card game, that it makes poker seem like child's play. In poker, you only have to look out for yourself. In bridge, you've always got a partner. Your fate is in his hands, and his fate is in yours.
But you knew I had 3 spades, though. I pitched the 9 of spades.
A little thing, a raised eyebrow perhaps. And when you feel that your partner thinks less of you because of something you've done, the whole relationship goes sour pretty quickly.
Vince is the fiery one, a card-playing genius. Gavin is cooler, the even keel of the partnership. These opposites attract, and they've got great chemistry at the table.
I think there may be some celebrating in Sydney tonight for the Canadian team.
They helped the Canadian junior team win its first medal in years. But the truth is, Gavin and Vince aren't into this to win medals or to sing the national anthem. They've dedicated their lives to bridge because if they can keep on winning, they'll be rich. Vincent DeMay lives in Laval, Quebec. He grew up here.
What do you think would have happened to you if you hadn't found bridge?
Probably end up doing what's easier to get money. Selling drugs. It's easy.
Instead of a life of crime, Vince learned to play bridge. The game gave him a new lease on life. It was his father, an avid gamesman, who first taught him to play.
Immédiatement, j'ai vu que Vincent y était pour adorer le bridge. Il avait 13 ans.
It takes most people weeks to learn to play bridge. But Vince learned in a day, a prodigy. The next day, he and his father entered a tournament together. They won.
The first time we played, we won.
Finishing first.
The first time you ever played?
Yes.
Yeah, we won by a huge score. Yeah.
Là, il s'est mis à jouer et jouer et jouer. C'est là qu'il a commencé, c'est là qu'il a arrêté l'école.
When I started, I was playing all the time. Still in front of the computer, I'd play 18 hours straight.
Si t'arrêtes l'école, tu vis plus avec moi. J'ai dit, moi, je suis d'accord pour t'aider, mais j'ai dit, faut pas t'arrêter l'école. Fait que là, Vincent, il a fait son choix, ben, il est parti de la maison. Il est parti pour le bridge.
What's happening? My mom woke me up today at 1 o'clock. The only reason I got up was I had to take a really big piss. God damn, this is hot. And I thought the new NHL was coming out for Xbox today. I was getting ready to have some fun. You guys are gonna drive, eh?
Like Vince, Gavin dropped out of school to play bridge.
Yeah, that's my old school. I miss the days of going to school and walking home for lunch. I don't miss school, what am I saying?
He lives in a suburb of Toronto with his parents.
Gavin is lazy. And Gavin's used to being served.
He's not exactly a prodigy like Vince, but he's been steeped in the game. His mother, who's originally from South Africa, is a former Canadian champion. Now, she runs bridge games and clubs all over Toronto. He grew up in those clubs.
In the beginning, Gavin said, I'm never going to learn the game. You're too obsessed with it. And he became the obsessed guy. He loves the game like I do.
Yeah, I should have doubled that hand. I don't remember not playing bridge. I was too young when I started playing bridge to ever really... I never really made any goals outside of bridge.
Gavin and Vince have been partners for 3 years. When the Canadian junior coach first paired them up, they couldn't even speak the same language.
The first time I met Gavin, I couldn't speak a word of English. I speak bridge English, that's all, like one club, one spade. I could say that, but that was it.
In the summer of 2004, their big break. It was at one of the biggest bridge tournaments on the circuit, the Spin Gold. Gavin and Vince came out of nowhere and placed second. They almost won.
So we played really good bridge. We killed all of our opponents. We only had one close match the whole week.
That was big for our reputation. That was huge. And we just showed up. It's like out of nowhere.
Suddenly, they'd caught the attention of what bridge players call sponsors. They're the small group of very rich bridge players who spend millions funding competitive bridge teams.
It costs between $50,000 and $100,000 for each major tournament you play in. And I play in 4 of them a year. So it's a lot of money.
I'm the one that's paying people. This is how they earn their professional fees. I'm the fat cat or the fish, you might speak.
Nowadays, bridge pros can make a couple $100,000 a year easily, okay? That's a very good living.
People have opened up their eyes and know that these guys can play, but, you know, they're still going to have to prove that it wasn't a fluke.
If the boys are going to prove they're no fluke, they have to do it here, the Fall Nationals of the American Contract Bridge League. Thousands of people, hundreds of tables, and some of the most intense competition you'll find. The boys are playing in a grueling event called the North American Swiss. Their first opponents look like easy prey.
Young people think quicker. You have to think through so much information so quickly.
What are they thinking about? How they'll use each of their 13 cards in the 13 rounds of play.
It's puzzles. It's constant puzzles for you to solve.
At the beginning of each hand, there's an auction. Players use special bidding cards to declare the strength of their hands. Vince wins the auction by bidding 3 diamonds. Now, the play begins. Here, bridge is like most other card games. Everybody shows a card, and the highest card wins the trick. He has to win half the tricks plus 3. If he can do it, he and Gavin win the points, or imps as they're called. If he can't, their opponents get the imps. But as bridge players say, Vince sees deeply into the cards.
Some people are great play makers, and some people are just consistent, good players. I'm just one of these consistent good players. I'm not... Vince can make great plays.
Nice.
Vince is so certain he's going to win, he just shows all his cards.
Nice hand. Thank you. Oh, the first one's done.
The boys post a good early score, but they're not the only young guns fighting to prove themselves. There's only a handful of well-paying bridge gigs out there, and there's plenty of competition for them. But Gavin and Vince play at a higher level than most of the other juniors. Like all bridge players, the boys use the bidding cards to speak encoded messages to each other. When they're bidding, it's like they're having a conversation. In this conversation, Gavin tells Vince that he's got lots of hearts. Vince only has a few hearts, but knowing that Gavin has lots, he takes a calculated risk. He bids 4 hearts. It's a gutsy bid, and the opponents smell blood. He starts with a sure winner. Vince loses the first trick. The opponent leads another sure winner. Vince loses the second trick, too. If he loses one more trick, he's blown the hand. He wins the next trick, and then the one after that. He's like a pool hustler running the table.
Club.
With 5 cards still to play, he knows he's won.
That was fun. Fast and fun. You only had 3 hearts?
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's clutch. That's what I'm talking about. You found the 4 heart bid.
Oh, yeah.
600 pairs started this event. After the first day, Gavin and Vince are in the top 10. It's the second day of the tournament, and you can feel the pressure mount. For one thing, half the field has been eliminated. For another thing, the anti-cheating screens have gone up. No eye contact between partners, no secret gestures. But it's as though Gavin and Vince can read each other's minds. They keep racking up the big points and climbing up the leaderboard. By the end of the second day, they're in first place. 2 of the youngest players to ever hold the lead in this event.
Do you have our scores?
Yeah.
I want to see them. We've only lost imps on 5 hands.
Well, we just kicked butt. That was good. We're leading by like a match and a half. So basically, if we win big, the next one we're.
I would not like to be the team in second when they're down by 25 victory points. It's out of their control. If we win all our matches, there's nothing that anybody can do.
Yeah. Right. The ball's in our hands.
It's the final day of the tournament, and the boys have built a nearly insurmountable lead on the rest of the field. Then they sit down against one of the toughest pro pairs in the world. These women are being paid by this man, George Rosenkrantz, one of the inventors of the birth control pill.
Here you're playing against world champions, and you meet with the top players.
He loves to win bridge trophies, so he lavishes his players with money so they can spend all their time perfecting their game. He's the kind of sponsor Gavin and Vince would love to impress. But the women's bidding code is so sophisticated it makes child's play of Gavin and Vince's. All the boys can do is pass and watch.
They just played probably the best female pair in the entire world. And I wouldn't say they got rocked, but they had a very bad set.
We're not playing any different. It's not like we get played that any different when we got blitzed. I mean, it was
exactly.
Just did what we thought was right at the time, and it turned out to be bad.
It's now a horse race. With just 1 round left, the boys are going to have to play their best if they're going to win.
Good luck, boys. Rock and roll. Hope I can buy you a couple beers at the end of the day.
If they lose, humiliation. Squandering a huge lead in the home stretch isn't something that people will soon forget. Each of their fledgling bridge careers are at stake. Vince is looking for a big score to win the tournament. On the final hand of the entire event, he gets his chance. He bids a double, telling Gavin he's got lots of clubs. Gavin replies that he's got clubs too. Vince's hand is looking even better now. He tells Gavin he thinks they can win all 13 tricks, a grand slam, the biggest score in bridge. But Gavin's getting worried. He doesn't think their cards are strong enough to win all 13 tricks. He tells Vince he thinks they should play it safe instead. Not what Vince wants to hear. He ignores Gavin's caution, pushing the bid even higher. Now Gavin's really feeling the pressure. He could play it safe, or he could trust that Vince knows what he's doing. Either way, any mistake he makes will hurt them both. But he decides to go along with Vince and bids the grand slam. If Gavin can win all the tricks, the tournament could be theirs. But if he loses, even a single one, disaster.
If you succeed in something like bridge, you're okay. If you fall behind, then you get left behind like all sports.
There are do-or-die moments in bridge, and this is one of them. Pushed along by Vince, Gavin has to win all 13 tricks in this hand, a grand slam. If he does it, he wins them their first major tournament. If he doesn't, they'll look like a couple of kids who can't take the heat. They're weak in diamonds, and their opponent knows it, so he leads with a diamond. Vince drops his hand. He's got the ace of diamonds, and Gavin tells him to play it, winning the first trick. You can play any bridge hand a million different ways, but there's often only one right way. One false step, and he's lost it for he and Vince. He wins the second trick, 11 to go. He wins the third, fourth, fifth. Then, the deciding moment. If their opponents both show spades, Gavin will know he's won. If not, they've lost. He plays a spade. There's one spade. There's another. They've done it. Vince gambled, Gavin delivered. With 7 tricks left to go, Gavin claimed the grand slam. It's like a home run with the bases loaded.
Minus 200.
Win 14.
It's a huge score, but will it be enough? The boys went into this round trailing the Europeans by a point. If they come in with a grand slam too, they'll win it at the wire.
We're still leading, but not by much.
Slowly, the other results come in. And then, time to declare a winner.
Youngest Canadian champion? Well done.
Good day, you guys put it in.
Hello? Well, we'll be in New York.
Okay, Mom. We won, and that was the best news that I think I've had for a long time. It was amazing.
So happy for you guys.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, we have a couple from earlier today. We had some great
hold on.
With a major tournament victory under their belts, Gavin and Vince are suddenly very busy.
This is the life. After the Nationals in Pittsburgh next week, it's a 10-day tournament, is the Cavendish, the big money game in Vegas. Fly straight from there to Montreal. I think it's Saratoga Springs, New York, Canary Islands, and hopefully right after that it'll be Portugal for the Bermuda Bowl.
They're getting a taste of an exclusive world, a world in which people spend millions of dollars on the game of bridge.
We're not talking about like 2 or 3 millions here. They're billionaires. They have too much money to spend. So they want to have a good time, they love the game. Why not? They want to win, so they'll hire good players.
Now that Gavin and Vince have proven they can win, the sponsors are trying them out, hiring them for a tournament here, a tournament there.
It's fun, it's good, it's nice to be lazy and make money. I guess I proved that when I play bridge.
They're making thousands of dollars a week, and they get to travel all over the world while they're doing it. Food comes from the telephone.
Can I order a plain cheese pizza, please?
And there's a party every night.
A lot of drinking involved if we win. A lot of drinking involved if we lose, but whatever.
Gavin's even found true love in the bridge world.
Her name is Jenny Ryman, and she's from Stockholm. She plays on the Swedish ladies bridge team. She's like me. Loves to enjoy life, loves to play bridge.
They've got it all, except for one thing, the security of a major deal with a major sponsor.
My big goal is to get a deal where I'm consistently making money. That's the most important thing.
But the boys are so hot and they're winning so much that it doesn't seem like anything can stop them.
We have success together. We're Canadians. It's perfect. We have a good setup. There's no way we're going to break up our partnership. It's rock solid. Yeah.
Jim Mahaffey is a major sponsor, a real estate tycoon. He's looking for 2 new players to join his 6-person team.
I don't want to play with somebody that's about as good as I am. I don't want to play with somebody that's going to make about the same mistakes as I am. I certainly don't want to play with anybody that's going to make more, okay? So I want quality. It's like going into a restaurant. I would rather have prime beef, okay? I'd rather pay for the better.
Lose 4.
Plus 1, 2.
Lose 10.
God damn it, Barnett.
They were on a team that defeated us in last year's Springgold in New York.
Makes sense that they went down. It was the hand where they had ace, king, queen, jack, 10 of clubs. If you didn't play...
They look like they're going to just keep getting better and better. They certainly got our attention.
But some of the other pros on Mahaffey's team aren't yet convinced. Gavin and Vince are still young. They have a reputation for partying when they should be practicing and honing their bidding language.
The world is their oyster because they can only improve. As long as they don't lose their focus in the game and think things come easier than they actually do come, right? Then they'll become a great pair.
But Mahaffey likes their attitude.
There's another reputation that your Canadian boys have. They aren't afraid of anybody, okay? Or anything. They're fearless, and that's big. That's big in bridge.
So he sends out some feelers. He wants to find out how much it's going to cost to get the boys on his team.
He's not the one who makes the talk. He has an agent. He offered us a deal. First deal we refused. We didn't feel like there was enough money. And then he came back with another deal, and that was good.
The boys drive a hard bargain. $24,000 each to play in 3 national events. Should they do well, bonuses could double that amount.
We have such a good reputation around the bridge world. So it was time for us to get a good deal, finally.
Because it's come easy so far. That's the danger in doing really well in the beginning. You know, you get to believe in your own press clippings.
Gavin and Vince are on top of the world. An American real estate tycoon is going to pay them each at least $24,000 for 3 weeks of work. Their first event with him isn't for a couple of months, though, so they've come home to play in the Canadian Nationals. They come in full of swagger, but are humbled from the start.
We were up really late till like 2 or 3, and then we had to play at 8:45 in the morning, and I played so badly that day. I mean, we just got annihilated. I blew board after board after board. That's why we were so in trouble here.
Gavin's teammates aren't happy about the situation.
They're hopeless. Hopeless. Absolutely hopeless.
Vince isn't happy either.
Oh, we're down like 40, so...
They've got to do very well against their next opponents if they're even going to qualify for the semifinals. On one of the hands, Gavin gets a chance to bid a grand slam. They're behind. They need the points. But he decides not to risk it. Vince is furious.
We're in 6. But you wouldn't have bid 6 if you avoided king, queen, jack, 10, 7th over 5, no?
I don't know, I wouldn't just bid 4 spades anyway. I just bid 4 hearts, 5 hearts, 6 hearts. I gotta bid 4 spades. Give me your rip.
We missed a grand slam on one hand. We were talking about the bidding. I didn't understand the way he bid the hand, and he didn't understand the way I bid the hand. And win 10.
When their teammates emerge and they get to tally the final score, Gavin's mistake proves fatal.
By 4. Oh, that's brutal. I blew that. If I just over rough, it's enough. We lost by 4. Yeah.
I counted to 2 at one point, then you lost 4.
We have a hard time talking about our bad boards. It's one of our worst qualities. We're not good at discussing the hands afterwards and not fighting. It makes me play worse. It makes him play worse. There's no doubt.
Well, I think we're favored to win this event. Yeah. Not anymore.
Hey, Ma. We were down by 44 going to last quarter. We had a big comeback, but not enough. Okay. All right.
The key to a successful bridge partnership is communication, both at the table and away from it. But the boys are communicating less and less, and with just a few weeks until their first gig with Mahaffey, this is a time when they should be communicating more and more. Perhaps sensing some trouble, Mahaffey goes to an expert, a bridge coach named Eric Kokish.
My whole focus is seeking the best way to do things and showing them what it takes to win. And, it usually involves some sacrifice and people doing some things they don't want to do.
He's tough, and he's not impressed by the amount of work Gavin and Vince seem to be putting into their game.
And I hate to be put in the position where he says, well, are they working? And I'd have to say, not as far as I know.
At first, the boys play it off like it's a joke.
Eric Kokish says you guys should be practicing more.
There's no need to practice against each other. I mean, we'll do it once in a while, but it's not the deal.
But after talking to each of them, Kokish starts to think there's something more serious going on. Vince is losing patience with the mistakes Gavin makes, and it's making Gavin lose confidence in his game.
I think when they started playing, since they were both trying to impress each other more maybe, they treated each other a little bit more gently. And recently, Vince has had less and less patience for the times when Gavin makes an error and Vince is hard on him. It's taken some of the edge off their game because when you're playing with a guy whose respect you need and whose trust you need, and you feel that he's ready to pounce on you when something goes wrong, there's no way you can play your best bridge.
And with just weeks to their Mahaffey debut, their game should be getting better, not worse.
When he's on my case so much, when he makes a mistake, it's almost a relief.
Coming off their surprising loss at the Canadian Nationals, Gavin and Vince turn their attention back to the pro bridge circuit.
We're in Atlanta. It's a big tournament. It's like, it's the spin goal. It's called spin goal.
It's the championships. It's a team game, teams of anywhere from 4 to 6. That's played in a knockout format. If you lose in this event, you're out. That's it. No second chances.
Last year, the boys surprised everybody when they came second in this event. This year, it's their debut with the Mahaffey team. He's got high hopes for his young players.
The Canadian players just recently joined our team, and this is the first event we've played in, and we're hopeful of doing real well.
But the other players on their team are watching them like hawks.
I'm hoping they'll do well and assert themselves a little bit. I'd like them to sort of make a statement that they're good enough. And it's a tough sell with some of the guys on their team because there's a lot of discussion going on behind the scenes. They're almost like on trial.
For the first couple of days of the tournament, Gavin and Vince hold their own. Barely. Maybe it's the pressure or lingering resentment about their early loss at the Canadian Nationals. But the boys aren't playing great. They're struggling to understand each other. Nothing seems to be going their way, and they post a series of mediocre scores, dragging down the whole team's average. their teammates aren't happy.
We just played the third quarter of our round of 32 match. We were up by 5 at the half and it didn't go so well this set, and our opponents played really well, so we're probably going to be down by a good chunk of imps going to the last round.
-1-2.
Lose 4.
-50.
Push.
-1-2.
Lose 4.
+1-2.
Lose 10.
What is it?
12, yeah.
We lost 12.
12?
Yeah.
We lost 12.
12.
With just one set left to play, Vince is getting anxious and angry.
First of all, when you think you've done something wrong, you don't want to talk about it. I know what I did wrong. It's not like Vince has to tell me why I should have got it right. As soon as I misdefended that hand, I knew I was wrong.
The boys were expected to get this team into the finals. Now they're facing elimination before even the quarterfinals. Worse, their last opponents of the day are one of the most seasoned partnerships in bridge.
Played terribly. Just the whole game was running bad for my partner and I. We just made a few very costly mistakes and just couldn't catch up from him.
Whoever wins, it's fun, right?
Yeah.
Good bridge in the end.
We lost very small. We lost by one hand. And both of us could have done it very near the end. And I have one hand that's sticking in my head that just, I can't get it out of my head. It's killing me. That I just had an automatic play and I didn't make it. I didn't have any hearts left, so I had to pick a card to play. And I threw away my diamond.
Because of the boys' mistakes, Mahaffey's whole team is eliminated from the tournament. It's a far cry from their great performance last year. It's not the kind of performance the team was expecting from them.
They were pretty unhappy. I mean, we just played very badly, beginning to end. And I mean, if we can shape up and start performing, then there won't be any consequences. But if we do this bad every time, we're going to be out of a job real quick. And the word will get around, too. So.
While some partnerships bear down in defeat and use it for motivation, Gavin and Vince run away from it. And each other. Losing is a slippery slope, and suddenly they're sliding. And the more they slide, the angrier they get at each other.
You know, it's almost like we're fighting each other. You know, our minds are fighting each other. It's very hard. So.
It's not like I can say to him, the worst thing you can say to somebody that's pissed is say, you know, calm down. That pisses him off even more.
Of course I get mad because when he plays like shit and his mind's completely somewhere else, who knows where he's. It's like a flash and you just lose it all.
Battered by their losing streak, Vince heads home to Laval.
Oh, man. But no, I don't want to play bridge all my life. I mean, it's just too tiring. You got to go everywhere. You can't have your little thing at home and, you know.
With the help of some of his friends, he's opening a garage. He's going to buy little cars cheap, soup them up, and sell them again.
I have to learn other things now because I know bridge. But I want to do something, so I'm doing a little mechanic now.
You're gonna make a lot of money doing that.
Yeah, we could. I mean, if it works.
Back in Toronto with Jenny, Gavin is doing a little soul searching of his own.
Unfortunately, I get a bad feeling about him and Vince going places right now. We also try and say, well, what are you going to do about it? And he sort of says, oh, we'll get over it and it's okay, and doesn't want to talk about it.
I know that I'm probably not as good as most top players that can compete, but my head game is really good. Like I'm just, it makes up for some of the skill I lack. Is that one?
Gavin's feeling more and more worn by Vince's angry criticism.
I told him I'm not going to play better. It's not making me learn, and I'm not going to play better.
I mean, every time he opens his mouth, my ears are closed. There's no point.
He told me I can expect a different partner next time we play. We'll see how it goes. I'm playing in a few weeks. Gavin
seeks solace in what he knows best, bridge. His girlfriend Jenny is hoping to become a bridge pro too. For practice, they're playing a tournament in Toronto. It's risky business. They're defying a widely held bridge taboo that cards and romance don't mix.
You're so close to each other that you will say and do things to your spouse that you would never say and do to another human being.
You could have had the king of spades from my perspective. I had no idea that you didn't have the king of spades. It's a little hard to play with your spouse and not fight. When it works, it's fun. It feels better to win together than normal. It's more joyful.
They win the event. That's when Gavin makes the decision that could put their relationship, along with his career with Vince, in total jeopardy. He agrees to enter a major tournament with Jenny as his partner.
I'm just screwing myself over by keeping playing with him.
Gavin's here in Denver for 2 big bridge games. In a couple of days, he's playing with Vince in their second tournament with the Mahaffey team. It's make or break for their deal, maybe even their partnership. But first, he's playing with Jenny in an event called Blue Ribbon Pairs. She also wants to be a pro, and Gavin figures he can help her get a decent result and start making a name for herself.
We think this is probably the second best pair event you can win after the wall pairs. Most pairs that's in this event play weekly, so we're doing what we can, but it's not always that good when you don't know what you're doing.
It's a bold, perhaps foolhardy decision. They're up against the best pairs in the world. Vince is here, but he's not playing. Without a sponsor paying him to play, he'd rather just hang out with the other young players.
Who did Vince play with? Was Vince in the
I took a few days off. It's a bum, a lazy bum.
Out from under Vince's temper, Gavin plays an easy and natural game. When you're not afraid of making mistakes, it's easier not to make them. And he inspires a great game from Jenny.
He's actually a very good partner, so he doesn't say something in between the boards or after the boards or just after a bad board just happened. And he also understands the problems that you have.
It is what it is. They're ready.
Defying the odds, Gavin and Jenny emerge as one of the teams to beat.
Well, with about 2 rounds to go, it's very close. They're in second by 5 match points, which is pretty much nothing in this field.
Diamond, I thought you might have queen and 1 spade and you play a diamond.
They're playing as if they've been partners for years. They post no huge scores, but no disasters either.
Probably really good.
They need the leaders to fuck up, and they need whoever's behind them not to have a awesome last round, and they still have a chance.
As the top pairs finish up, their final scores are added to the tally. The Germans, who humbled Gavin and Vince in Florida, are the team to beat.
The rumor is that the Germans who were leading had a bad last round. Nobody knows for sure, but that's the rumor, and they were only a little bit behind.
This is a very popular win, and this is the youngest or almost the youngest people that have ever won, without a doubt.
Hey, we won. What an unbelievable feeling.
Congrats.
Thank you.
That's great.
What? No, we just played solid. Thank you. Thanks.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, I love you, Mom.
It's pretty hard to understand right now. I can't really feel anything yet.
Well, it's good for me because I know that since he won that, I mean, I know his confidence has gone up. So I know it's great to play with somebody that his confidence is high.
Thank you.
Lovely.
Thank you. Where's Jenny?
Way to go.
Wow, yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you.
Where's your partner?
She's right over here if I can find my way to her. I told you she was good.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We're so proud of you.
Yeah.
Still buzzing from the night before, Gavin sits Vince down for another talk.
We got the point that we need to stay together and stay strong and just do it. We got to work at it.
And we had a long discussion about where we were at in our partnership, and we basically just talked about everything that we have to do to be the best. We both want to be the best in the world.
But they're behind the 8 ball. Today, they're starting their second tournament with the Mahaffey team. After bargaining up their price, they disappointed him in their first event together.
They had a very poor performance in the first tournament. Bridge is a very intense game. You have to have your 100% concentration.
Tentatively, the boys sit down to play with each other again. And with their teammates watching them closely, they play a solid, if cautious, game.
It's so hard. You can't understand how hard it is to come away and even break average in this field. I mean, every single pair has the capacity to absolutely destroy you.
But after the first day, they've survived the cut.
Win.
Plus 50.
Push. It's going to be close, yeah.
The next day, Gavin and Vince play well against their first opponents, as if their careers depended on it. It's looking as though they're getting back into their groove. They might even make up for their poor showing in their last tournament together. But then, their next opponents sit down. After winning the pairs with Gavin, Jenny got picked up by another team playing in this event. She played well with Gavin. Now she's playing well against him.
Of course I want him to do well, but I just don't want him to do well against me.
If Gavin and Vince had rediscovered their stride, Jenny's just knocked them off it again.
You're just sick this out of a bottom, you know that? I'm not happy with you.
What do you mean? He is what?
Just like this to a bottom.
$17 was a disaster. We're minus 300.
So close.
Yeah, we have no chance. We needed to win them all the last round to have a shot.
You have to make the top 10 to make it to the final day. We were like 12th or 13th, so, you know, did okay, but wanted to do a little better.
For the second tournament in a row, the boys failed to lift the Mahaffey team's fortunes.
Early to say yet. You're 2 out of 3 tournaments into this contract. Do you think you'll renew with them?
I don't know yet. Well, it's under a wait-see.
As promising as it was in its early days, this was not a partnership that was meant to be. The boys played one more event with the Mahaffey team, but the chemistry was gone, and Mahaffey dropped them. Not long after, Vince established a new partnership with an Australian.
This year we were playing really badly and the chemistry wasn't there. Nothing was never good, so I'm happy it's over.
He moved to Australia to play with his new partner, but it was short-lived. He had immigration problems and had to come back to Canada. He's decided to take a break from bridge. He might even return to school. As for Gavin, he didn't ask Jenny to be his new bridge partner. He asked her to be his wife. But he's still a bridge pro, playing with sponsors all over the world.
3 years ago, I had no girlfriend, and I wasn't that confident in my own bridge game, and now I'm engaged, and I'm, you know, I made it to the top of Canadian bridge.
able to compete in the world on the world scene. So it's been a good couple of years.